Hi friends, this is Selvijay here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about how we can configure the IPsec configuration for IKEv version 1 in Cisco ASA firewall. So before that, let us understand what is IPsec. IPsec is the Internet Protocol Security, which is used to secure the data sent over an untrusted network. So in this particular architecture, I have connected Site 1 and Site 2 to Firewall 1 and 2. So these two are private networks and we are sending the data from the site 1 to site 2 over an untrusted network. So it is our primary responsibility to secure the data sent over an untrusted network. So that is the purpose of IPsec, which is used for encrypting and authenticating the data sent from one private network to another private network over a public or an internet cloud, right? I hope you understand this. So IPsec is segregated into two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. So phase 2 we called as an ISAC MP phase. For exchanging the secret keys we will use the first phase, and the phase 2 is an IPsec phase in which it is used for protecting the data sent over an untrusted network. Okay, and these are the configuration steps which you are going to follow, which I am going to show you through this ASDM configuration. Okay, so for this ASDM I have connected to a two VM cloud 1 and cloud 2. So this is 84.35. Each and every management interface of ASA1 I have connected to VM cloud. This is 84.35, and for this it is 84.36. So both the firewall 1 and 2 I am going to configure the side to side through this ASDM configuration. That is a adaptive security appliance device manager, which is a graphical representation for a Cisco ASA firewall. So I'm going to show you all these steps in the ASDM. So now prior to the configuration, let us now configure the inside and the outside interfaces for ASA firewall 1 and ASA firewall 2. So ASA firewall 1, 1.1 is an inside interface, 100 or 100.1 is an outside interface. Similar way, for side 2, this is an internal network, 192.168.2.1, and this is the outside network, right? So let us configure this inside and the outside interfaces for ASA firewall 1 and 2. Then let us go ahead and configure the side to side VPN configuration, right? So let us go to the ASDM. So here you click the device list. This is the first ASA firewall ASDM 84.35. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, let us go to the configuration. Okay, so let us go to the device setup for the interface configuration. So go to interface setting, interfaces, and let us now configure this interfaces. So let us configure the inside and the outside interfaces. Let us click the ASDM. Okay, so the inside interface is gigabit 0 by 0. So this interface is gigabit 0 by 0, and this interface is gigabit 0 by 1. Similar way for the firewall 2, and this interface gigabit 0 by 0, and this is 0 by 1. Okay, so 0 by 0 is for an inside interface, right? So let us click ASDM, and inside interface let us configure. That is 192.168.1.1, right? So let us name the interface as inside, and let us assign the security level as 100. Let us enable the interface, and the IP is 192.168.1.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.0. Okay, so just click OK and click OK. Now let us assign the outside interface, and the outside interface is 100.100.1.1. Okay, so let us name the interface as outside interface, outside. Okay, and the security level is 0, and let us enable the interface, and the IP address is 100.100.1.1, and the subnet mask is 24-bit mask, and click OK. Now let us apply this configuration. Okay, so now let us switch to the second firewall, that is 84.36, and let us finish the interface configuration. So let us go one by one. Okay, so let us click here, and let us go to the second thing. How to do? Go to tools, go to view, and click the device list, and click this, go to the second firewall. Just save the configuration. So now in the second firewall, the inside interface 2.1 and the outside is 1.2. Okay, so let us configure. Go to gigabit 0 by 0, and let us name the inside interface. So inside interfaces, security level is 100. Enable this interface, and the IP is 192.168.2.1. This is for side 2, and the subnet mask is 24-bit mask. Click OK. Okay, and then this is for gigabit 0 by 1, IP is 100.100.1.2. Okay, so let us go here, and the interface name is outside, security level is 0, enable this interface 100.100.1.2, and the subnet mask is 255.255.0. Click OK, OK, and just apply the configuration. So okay, we are done with the configuration. So now let us go ahead and configure all these policies. So first let us create the ISAC MP policy or IKE version 1 policy. So let us go to device list, click the first firewall, and let us configure the IKE policy. So what we have to do, go to this particular firewall or site to site VPN dashboard. Okay, click site to site VPN and click advanced tab, and now let us go to this IKE policy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enable only version 1 policies. So just click add. Okay, just click add, and the priority let us set it as 10, and authentication let us make it as pre-share. Encryption is AES256. So what are the encryption parameters I'm defining? Encryption and authentication parameter for phase 1. So this, it should remain same for both firewall 1 and firewall 2, right? So let us priority is 10, authentication pre-share, encryption is AES256, and deferment group is 2, and hash is SHA, and click OK and apply the configuration. So I'm going one by one. I have created the policy. So now let us create the tunnel group and the transform set, right? So what to do? Let us create the tunnel group. So go to tunnel group and just add. So here I'm going to define the tunnel group. So tunnel group name, what I'm going to do? So tunnel group, always we have to define the for the peer address, right? So what we have to do is just go here and let us define the name as 100.100.1.2, and the group policy name, let us set it a default group policy name, and only enable this IKE version 1. So this policy is only I'm going to do for IKE version 1 policy. Now let us set the pre-shared key. Okay, though, so we have to set the pre-shared key. So let us give a pre-shared key at 123. Okay, so I have set the pre-shared key and click OK and just click apply. So we have set the tunnel group. This is for setting the pre-shared key for the peer, right? So we created the policy, we have created the tunnel group. Now let us create the IPSEC transform set. Then I have to map in the crypto map. This is for phase 2. So let us go here and let us go to the IPSEC proposal. This is for creating a transform set. So transform set is also similar like encryption and defining the authentication algorithm. Just click add, set a transform set name. Let us make it as transform 1. Okay, and the mode, let us make it as tunnel. Encryption is AES256, and authentication let us give a SHA algorithm. So this is authentication defining. So this also should match on both the firewall 1 and firewall 2, right? So just click OK and just apply the configuration. So we have created the transform set. So now I have to create the crypto map and I have to apply on this outside interface. Okay, so go here. Now let us go to this particular crypto map and just click add, and here you have to enable it on the outside interface. Okay, you always enable it on the outside interface. This is mainly for protecting the data sent over an untrusted network. So that's the reason we are encrypting and authenticating the data, and policy type is static. Let us set the priority as 10. Now let us, I have to set only for v1. So because I'm using this configuration only for v1, okay, so just select, I already created that, just click this and map this. Okay, and then one more thing we have to do is the connection type is always bidirectional. There is a side to side, so the connection type is bidirectional. So here you have to specify the IP address of the peer. Okay, so the IP address of the peer is, what is the IP address is 100.100.1.2, right? That is the peer address. So that I have to add here. So 100.100.1.2, just click add. Okay, and just click OK. So now also I have to define the interesting traffic, right? So I will show you how to do that. So just go here and click OK. So also we have done with the crypto map configuration also. Now only I have to define the interesting traffic. So go here and just do a right click and insert the traffic selection. So in the traffic selection, what I have to insert, just add. Insert the traffic selection. So here I have to insert the source and the destination traffic. Source is 1 dot segment and destination is 2 dot segment. So that thing I'm going to define here. So the source should be 192.168 one dot segment, right? From the site 1 perspective, and destination is 192.168.2.0/24. That is a destination, that is my site 2 destination network. Always this will be the peer IP, right? So we have defined the source and the destination network, and the service will be IP. That's IP. And just click OK, and now you are able to see, right? So you are seeing the inside network source and the destination network and the service and protect. Action is protect, and we have mapped the transform set, and also we define the peer IP. Okay, so now just click apply and save the configuration. Okay, so we have done with the configuration from the firewall 1 perspective. Now let us switch to firewall 2, and let us define the same set of configuration. So always keep it in mind, both the ISA can be phase 1 and phase 2 parameters should be same on the firewall 2 also. If there is a change in the thing, so the IPSEC policy will not establish. You can't encrypt and authenticate the data between the source and the destination. So always the policy should remain the same. Okay, so now let us define the IKEv policy for the phase 2 for the firewall 2, right? So let us go here, and now let us go to view and device list. Let us go to the second device, that is 84.36. Okay, so go to the monitor, go to the configuration. So we already defined the interfaces, right? So we already defined the interfaces also here. So directly click site to site VPN and click advanced and click the IKEv policy. Let us set the phase 1 policy. Priority is 10, and authentication is pre-share we have defined. AES 256. Default group is 2, and now click OK and apply. And the second thing, let us create the tunnel group. Okay, so let us create the tunnel group. Go to tunnel groups, add, and now let us define the tunnel group name as 100.100.1.1. Okay, so this IP I'm giving. So you can give a name also, and the policy name just give default policy, and enable only IK version 1. Now let us set the pre-shared key. So this key should remain the same for both the ASA firewall 1 and 2. Cisco. So I define the pre-shared key. Okay, now just click OK and apply the configuration. So we are done with the policy and the tunnel group configuration. So now what to do, we have to define the transform set, and we have to create the interesting traffic and the crypto map configuration for the phase 2. So now just click the transform set and add a transform set. So transform set is nothing but we are defining both the encryption and the authentication algorithm. Transform 1, and encryption A is 256, and authentication is SHA. Okay, click OK, apply the configuration. Now let us go to the crypto map. Now I'm going to go do with the crypto map configuration. Just click add. Okay, and here we have to enable it crypto map always on the outside interface, right? So go here, and interface is outside, and policy type is static. We are creating a static policy. Priority is 10, and select. So map this proposal transform thing. Just click OK. Okay, so now what to do, click OK. So just click OK. Before that, one more thing is pending, and the traffic is bidirectional traffic, right? You are sending site to site VPN, so it's in bidirectional traffic, and we have to set this as a peer IP from the site to perspective. So go here, so 100.100.1.1, click add and click OK. Just apply the configuration. So why this error is, we have to define the interesting traffic. Interesting traffic is nothing but we have to define the source and the destination network. So since we are sending a site to site VPN, right? So from the ASA firewall 2, we have to define this as a source and this as a destination network. So let us go here and just click right click and insert traffic selection. Just right click, insert traffic selection. Okay. Okay. Just add. Okay, so here you have to define the network. 192.168.2.0/24 is source thing, and the destination is 192.168.1.0/24. Okay, and the service is IP. Just click OK, and from the site 2 perspective, this is a source network, and this will be the destination network. And just click OK, and just apply the configuration, and let us save the configuration also. So now you are able to see here the source is the 192.168.2 dot network and this 1 dot network, and the action is protect, and we have mapped the transform set we already created, and the peer IP is this IP 100.100.1.1. So we are done with the phase 1 and phase 2 configuration for firewall 1 and 2. So we are more or less done with the configuration. So now one more thing is pending is we have to set a static route in ASA firewall 1 and 2, because ASA firewall 1 is not aware of this particular network. So manually we have to create a static route on an outside network. So how to create it? Just go here and go to the device setup and click the route selection. Okay, click routing and static routes and just click IPv4 and add a static route. Just click add. Okay, so we have to add outside for an outside interface. So the network for particular this thing is 192.168.2.0. That's a remote network we have to always give. Okay, so 2 dot network, and the gateway should be 100.100.1.2, right? This gateway. So 100.100.1.2 and just click OK. Apply the configuration. So okay, it is for 84.36, right? So this will not apply. So what we have to do, we have just click the device list and go to 84.35. So let us do from 35 perspective. Then we'll go to the second firewall. Okay, so just click IPv4 and add it. Just route outside, and from the firewall 1 this will be the network, remote network, and this will be the gateway, right? So 192.168.2.0 24/24, and the gateway is 100.100.1.2. Okay, just click OK and apply the configuration. Now similar way I have to set the static route in the firewall 2 also. I hope you are following this. So now go to device list, and second firewall is 36 IP. Just save the configuration what you did, and similar way go to the static route and click IPv4 and add a static route. So the IP is for outside network, and from the network is remote network is 1.0 from firewall 2 perspective, and the peer IP is 100.100.1.1. So that's the thing I'm giving here. Okay, so 192.168.1.0/24, that's a remote network, and the gateway is 100.100.1.1, and just click OK and apply the configuration. Okay, so we are done with the most of the configuration. I have connected this Cisco switch 1 and switch 2. So here this IP is 1.2, gateway is 1.1. I have set the gateway is 1.1. Similarly for switch 2, the IP is 2.2 and the gateway is 2.1. So let us go to the particular device. That is my Cisco switch 1, and let us view the configuration. Okay, gigabit 0 by 0, and I have set the gateway as 2.1.1. Okay, so include default gateway. So I set the gateway is 1.1. Similar way for this particular switch also. Go to the second switch. The meeting, let us go to the second switch. So running interface gigabit 0 by 0. The IP is 2.2 and I have set the gateway as 2.1. These are things I have done from the switch perspective. So this I have set it as 1.1 and this I have set it as 2.1. Okay, so now I'm going to do a ping from the 1.2, this particular Cisco switch 1 to switch 2. 2.2 I should be in a position to ping. Let us see. So ping 192.168.2.2. So still I am not able to ping. Let us see. So I'm not able to ping. Why? Because after enabling this, I have to apply that particular crypto map on this particular outside interface. I have to enable the IKEv1. How to do that? Just go to this particular firewall 1. So there is a specific command you have to apply. What is crypto IKE version 1? Okay, I'm doing IKE version 1. IKE is nothing but an internet key exchange for exchanging the secret keys. Enable outside. Okay, so write the configuration and the same command copy and apply on the second firewall also. So just go to firewall 2 and go to the configuration mode. Just apply. So now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to ping from this end to this end and Cisco 2 to this particular end. I should be in position to ping. Then let us check the parameters, whether I'm able to establish the site-to-site VPN successfully. First I have to check the phase 1, that is ISAC phase, and the second is a IPSEC phase. So both the phase I have to check by the command parameters. So let us now ping, do a ping. Yeah, so I'm able to successfully ping from Cisco 1 to Cisco 2. Let us ping from Cisco 2 to Cisco 1. Okay, so ping 192.168.1.2. I'm able to successfully ping between the two switches. Now let us check the phase 1 and the phase 2 parameters. Let us go to firewall 1. So the command is show crypto ISAC MP SC. This is a command. So you have to see here this MM active. That means it is successfully established, and role is an initiator. Other end you have to see as a responder. Let us go here. Show. So the phase 1 has been successfully established. ISAC MP SA. You are able to see responder and it is showing as MM active. So the tunnel is established. Now let us check the second phase also. So go to firewall 1. So crypto IPSEC SA. So now you're able to see this. It isn't successfully established, and you can see the parameters encapsulating keys and decapsulation, and it encrypt and decrypt. All these parameters you are able to see, and you are also able to see the peer address, right? So this is nothing but a it is nothing but a interesting traffic. Okay, so this is how, and also you can see. So you have to see this particular value encapsulation and decapsulation packets. You have to see. Similar way, let us go from the firewall 2 and let us check show crypto IPSEC SA. So here also you're able to see the parameters, right? Encapsulation packet and the decapsulation packet. So if I'm increasing, if I'm continuously pinging, you can see the number of packets will be increasing. Encapsulating and decapsulating packet will be increasing. Let us check it. So you're able to see, right, the packets is increasing, right? So this is how we can configure the ISAC MP and IPSEC configuration in a Cisco ASA firewall. So what are the things we have done is, first we have defined the inside and the outside interface on firewall 1 and 2. And second, what are things we have done? We have created the phase 1 policy. We have created the tunnel group and the transform set. Then we have defined the interesting traffic. Then I applied the crypto map on the outside interface. I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.